I've just finished the 8x8 Jailhouse Strong, and this is my honest opinion on the program. So I decided to try the 8x8 Jailhouse Strong program, and to break it down for you, the first month is a couple of exercises, but the premise of it is you do your main work, which is your squat, bench, deadlift 3 days a week. It was a couple of reps, short interval breaks like 45 seconds, 90 seconds at the most. The deadlifts were singles, you add a set each week. Same with the bench, I think it was doubles, and squat was also doubles or triples, I can't really remember. And then after that you have your hypertrophy exercises, which is selective exercises, and it is 8 sets of 8 reps with 30 seconds break in between the sets. And let me tell you right now that one of the hardest programs I have ever done. A lot of psychological motivation is needed, because once you get to 6, 7, 8, it was ridiculously hard. The pumps were amazing, but it's mind over matter when it came to the 8x8, and sometimes I couldn't even finish the rep scheme, and you can regress the exercises. But I think the premise for me was, nearly going to almost failure on near enough every set in the 6, 7, 8 set. Well, the 6th, 7th and 8th set. But my God, was it hard. So I know it's not a strength program per se, it's more of a conditioning program. A lot of powerlifters, a lot of strength athletes don't really get that capacity and the volume capacity. So if you're wanting to try something with a bit of conditioning, I think this is a great program to do that with the conditioning side of things. I did get weaker, but I think that was just a premise of what the program was about. You want a high volume, high intensity, break down as much muscle fibers as you can, get tired, fatigue them muscles, because it's very rare that powerlifters or even strength athletes per se can go that long, 30-second break, and just like hammer the weights. I did do more of a calisthenics type of 8x8. So it was ring dips, ring rows, pull-ups. I did still do squat, bench and deadlift, but most of the supplemental exercises, the 8x8, were actually calisthenics based. So rows, dips, pull-ups. I did like some weights as well. So I did like triceps, arms, just like curls, things like that. But yeah, it was a really hard program. What I did think about was really good was the pump. Every session I had a great pump. Like, I have vascularity everywhere. Everywhere is just bigger. I did have a couple of people notice in the 4 weeks that I looked leaner and I looked stronger. Going on to the cons of the program, I'm getting on now, I'm 32. Recovery side of things, man, it was hard. Like, the amount of metabolic fatigue that I had, sometimes I was sleeping 10 hours a day. I was getting to like 7, 8 o'clock, I'd take the baby to bed, and without even realising, I'd just fall asleep. So that was really hard. Normally I sleep 7, 8 hours, but other times I was sleeping 10, so I was getting an extra 2 hours of sleep. Now people might be like, oh yeah, that's great, but I was waking up still feeling fatigued and tired. I was on macro factor. My calories actually went up by about 200. I was on a maintenance phase, and I think the calories went up for about 200 calories. So like I said, I think the pros are, it's great for conditioning and hypertrophy. I did look bigger. I wasn't stronger. I didn't get stronger, but I did look bigger. I suppose that the whole point of hypertrophy training conditioning is to look good. What's going to be interesting is after the 4 weeks that I've done, I know it's an 8 week, but I've done 4 weeks, what it's going to be like now going back into some strength training. Will I see the benefits of increasing my capacity and increasing my volume to going back to more of a strength training program? Again, I'm going to try and incorporate some calisthenics in this, but it's mostly going to be weight training in this block that I'm doing. It's not going to be 8x8. Again, I'll do another review of this program that I'm doing because it's a Derek Thistlewaite program. I'm going to do his strength training program. But as Josh does coach Derek, I think it'd be quite interesting to see if I can stick with the same kind of philosophies. High volume, high intensity, hard training, which is fine. Like, I'm not scared to do some hard training, but when it impacts other parts of my life, like sleeping too long or being fatigued, burnout, all that sort of thing, then, I mean, if you're a young lifter and you want to try something different, this will be amazing. This will be perfect for you. I'm not making excuses. I don't want to make excuses, but I've got family and work and all that sort of thing, and other stresses going on. But if you're a younger lifter, if you can do this with little life stress, I think it'll be great. Especially if you're trying to, be a bit more conditioned, try and build a bit more muscle, the hypertrophy, if you're not too bothered about the strength aspect of things. However, if you do 4 weeks of this, and then from 8x8, you might be able to go to 5x5 or even 6x6, something like that, and reduce your volume, but try and increase the weights. Honestly, I think you're in for a winner, especially if you've got a bit of less life stresses. You're getting your recovery right, you're eating properly, all that I had under control. My eating was really good. Obviously my sleep was really good because I was sleeping 10 hours a day. But yeah, I just need to. It was too much of demand for me personally. Even though I did get bigger, I probably just wouldn't do this program again because of the sleeping too much, feeling really, really fatigued. Maybe that's got something to do with my age, probably. But if you're a younger lifter, I'd definitely try 8x8 and do it. Try the first block and go from there. Try it out. It is a great, from a psychological point of view, it's hard to get through all them sets, all them reps. But you can do it. It can be done. You just have to make sure everything is perfect. But for now, that 8x8 is done, and let's see how the next program goes.